You're watching Nightline with me, Zahir Kelvin Ong Abdullah. The top stories: ensuring stability crucial in facing current global challenges. And Titi Wangsa MP to hold a special press conference next week on Kampong Sungai Baru redevelopment issue. Good morning. National stability must be prioritized in facing current global challenges to ensure the country's resilience and competitiveness are maintained. Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim said the decision by United States President Donald Trump to impose tariffs on many of its trading partners serves as an important reminder of the need to safeguard national prosperity.
Kita kena siap jaga rumah tangga kita kena betul. Negeri kita, ekonomi kita, supaya bila ada malapetaka yang menimpa kita, kita dapat bertahan. Ini yang disebut daya tahan, supaya kita ada daya saing. Jadi insya-Allah kita dapat tangani dengan baik.
Anwar said this in his speech during the Sarawak State Level 2025 Madani Aidilfitri celebration at Stadium Pupaduan in Petrajaya on Saturday. He stressed that both the federal and state governments must continue to maintain strong ties to ensure that the existing stability remains intact. The Prime Minister also said that as a nation made up of diverse races and religions, the administration must continue to move forward without neglecting the importance of preserving harmonious relations. He added that no party should act out of self-interest. Instead, all should stand united as one big national family. More than 10,000 people attended the event, which was jointly organized by the Energy Transition and Water Transformation Ministry, the Sarawak State Secretary's Office and the Performance Acceleration Coordination Unit of the Prime Minister's Office. Meanwhile, Sarawak Premier Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg expressed confidence that the close relationship between the state government and the federal government leadership will ensure a bright future for the nation. Abang Johari stated that the Prime Minister has clearly shown a strong commitment to supporting Sarawak's development. He added that with the federal government's stable leadership, Sarawak can now concentrate on exploring and developing new economic resources.
Sudah tentu dengan adanya kerjasama yang begitu erat, masa depan Malaysia dan juga insya-Allah masa depan negeri Sarawak bersama-sama adalah cerah untuk generasi yang akan datang.
Abang Johari added that political stability also ensures that all festive celebrations can take place in a peaceful atmosphere while the nation's economy continues to grow despite external challenges, including issues such as the tariffs imposed by the US. Earlier, the Prime Minister chaired a special meeting on Sarawak's development with leaders from both the federal and state governments. During the meeting, Anwar stressed the need for all levels of government machinery, both federal and state, to remain prepared in facing global economic uncertainties, particularly following the recent tariff announcement by the US. He emphasized that all planning must swiftly be translated into implementation to strengthen the nation's internal economic resilience against external shocks or actions that may disrupt continuity. The meeting also discussed the direction and priorities of development projects in Sarawak, ensuring they are aligned with federal planning. Titi Wangsa Member of Parliament Datuk Seri Johari Abdul Ghani will hold a special press conference next week on issues surrounding Kampong Sungai Baru. According to Johari, who is also the Plantation and Commodities Minister, the press conference aims to explain the actual issues related to the area's redevelopment.
Sungai Baru ni saya akan bagi satu press conference khas supaya semua orang faham. Yang mana NGO datang kat sini dia tak faham. Jadi saya akan explain betul-betul supaya dua-dua pihak faham.
Johari said this to reporters at his ministry's Hari Raya open house event in Kuala Lumpur on Saturday. He added that he had been advising the residents of Kampong Sungai Baru against signing the agreement since his first term as an MP for the constituency. The Kampong Sungai Baru land acquisition issue involves 67 terraced houses and 14 apartment blocks known as Pangsa Puri Sungai Baru, with the process having begun in 2016. Some residents, particularly those living in terrace houses, have voiced their disagreement with the 400 ringgit per square foot compensation rate set by the Federal Territories of Kuala Lumpur Lands and Mines Office. Last week, Johari said he would raise the issue affecting the residents in the upcoming parliamentary sitting. He also gave his assurance that he would push for a resolution for residents who had already vacated their homes but have yet to be provided with new housing. Over the past 5 years, some residents have been forced to move out as they could no longer afford the rent. As such, Johari has called on the government to intervene, stating that the issue has dragged on for far too long and has now become a pressing concern due to its impact on the community. The investigation paper concerning the publication of an incomplete illustration of the Jalur Gemilang on the front page of the Sinchu Daily newspaper has been referred to the Attorney General's Chambers, AGC. Inspector General of Police Tan Sri Razaruddin Hussein said the paper was submitted on Friday after police had completed their investigation into the flag error. According to Razaruddin, based on initial investigations, the newspaper claimed that the error was due to a technical glitch. He added that the AGC is currently reviewing the investigation papers before deciding on any further action. So far, 54 individuals had given their statements to assist the investigation and will call in more witnesses if necessary. Razaruddin previously said 40 reports had been lodged nationwide regarding the incident. The case is being investigated under the Emblems and Names Prevention of Improper Use Act and the Printing Presses and Publications Act. Sinchu has issued an apology for the inaccurate depiction of the Jalur Gemilang that appeared on the front page of its Tuesday edition. Following the incident, its chief editor and deputy chief sub-editor were suspended pending the outcome of the police probe. The Women, Family and Community Development Ministry is currently formulating more comprehensive intervention measures to curb the misuse of artificial intelligence, AI technology, particularly its potential to harm school children. Its Minister, Datuk Sri Nancy Shukri, said the ministry is also reviewing the legal aspects and the effectiveness of existing parental advocacy programs.
Sebab itu kita nak berbincang supaya melihat apa lagi kekurangan kita. Selain pada advokasi, selain daripada program-program parenting, kita nak kita nak lebih banyakkan lagi, terutama sekali di kawasan luar-luar bandar juga. Kerana saya rasa kawasan luar bandar ini banyak ketinggalan.
She added that efforts are being planned to address the issue and will also involve the Communications Ministry and Education Ministry. This includes holding engagement sessions with the relevant ministries and agencies, including those that regulate social media and AI technology. She also stressed the importance of expanding digital literacy programs to rural areas to ensure that parents there are not left behind in understanding the challenges and risks associated with emerging technologies. In Sarawak, 2 women were killed after the car they were travelling in was rammed by a 4-wheel drive vehicle in Bintulu last Friday night. The incident, which occurred at around 11:57 p.m. at a traffic light junction, also left 2 others seriously injured. A spokesperson from the State Fire and Rescue Department said a team from the Bintulu Fire and Rescue Station was dispatched to the scene after they were alerted about the crash. The 2 deceased were identified as 34-year-old Yu Siu Lee and 44-year-old Janam Ampa, who both died on the spot, while the injured victims are 24-year-old Wilson Tawi and 19-year-old Indonesian national Anis Sintiabella. Initial investigations reveal that the pickup truck crashed into the rear of the victim's car, causing both vehicles to veer off the road, one crashing into a lamppost and the other landing on the road divider. The driver of the four-wheel drive vehicle, a Chinese national, escaped unhurt. The bodies and injured victims were taken to Bintulu Hospital. The cause of the accident is being investigated under the Road Transport Act. Police in Kedah have identified the driver who was burned to death after a crash along the northbound stretch of the North-South Expressway near Pendang on Friday night. The victim has been confirmed as 61-year-old Chia Akok. In the 11:50 p.m. incident, Chia, who was driving his wife's car, is believed to have lost control of the vehicle, which then crashed into a guardrail, overturned and caught fire. The flames quickly engulfed the vehicle, trapping the driver inside. The victim's charred remains were sent to the Sultanah Bahia Hospital Forensics Department for post-mortem. Pendang Police Chief Superintendent Rodzi Abu Hassan has urged anyone with information about the crash to come forward and contact the police. The cause of the accident is currently being investigated under the Road Transport Act. 7-year-old girl saved from drowning. The details after this short break.
Kita nak pop, 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 meriah satu kampung pop, pop, pop. Kita kasih Rio sampai besok. Kasih pop, pop, raya pop, pop, pop.
Kalau kita sama-sama, tak ada siapa berani hadap kita.
Aku, Gas.
Haris, suruh aku apa?
Macam nak tengok video penuh? Saksikan video muzik Raya Pop Pop di Tonton. Pop Pop. Hai Pop.
Sedih lah. Saya nak anak jadi macam tu. Sebab anak-anak semua ni semua yang normal. Anak ketiga dapat anak yang istimewa. Nak tak nak, kita terima lah. Mungkin ini ada kesilapan kita yang di masa lalu. Mungkin kita boleh tebus balik dengan macam ni. Keadaan ideal.
Obesiti bukan sekadar isu penampilan.
Masa tidur tu, laluan pernafasan sempit. Jadi menyebabkan oksigen rendah dan boleh kadang-kadang boleh menyebabkan kematian.
Malah, ia membuka pintu kepada pelbagai penyakit.
Saya problem tulang belakang, problem lutut. So, saya terpaksa turunkan berat badan saya sebab saya pernah lumpuh dulu 3 bulan.
Obesiti, gaya hidup atau genetik? Kami bincangkan dalam Hello Doktor, Ahad 5.30 petang di TV3 dan stream juga melalui Tonton.
Thanks for staying with us. A crowd of 20,000 people attended the Hari Raya Aidilfitri Open House hosted by the Plantation and Commodities Ministry in Kuala Lumpur on Saturday. The event drew people from all walks of life who came together to celebrate Hari Raya with members of the ministry. The ministry's open house held at the Kampong Baru Gateway compound saw a steady stream of guests from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Minister Datuk Sri Johari Abdul Ghani and his wife, Datin Sri Zorwati Haslinda Zainal Bahri, who were present to welcome the attendees, expressed their gratitude to everyone who came to the event.
Hari ini agak meriah sikit. Saya jangkakan 20,000 orang datang. Jadi saya ucapkan terima kasih kepada semua yang hadir.
A variety of dishes were also served to guests, including nasi biryani, roast lamb, fried noodles, laksa, lemang, rendang, and an assortment of traditional festive desserts. Guests were also entertained by performances from popular artists such as Nabila Razali, Hayal Hussaini, and Dayang Nur Faiza. The senior management of Media Prima Berhad also attended the celebration, including Group Chairman Datuk Seri Dr. Syed Hussein Aljunid, Media Prima Audio Chief Executive Officer Nazri Noran, and Media Prima Television Networks and Primeworks Studios Chief Executive Officer Nini Yusuf. Also present were Media Prima Television Networks News and Current Affairs Group Editor Azahari Muhyiddin and Media Prima News and Current Affairs Deputy Group Managing Editor Farah Naz Abdul Karim. In Sabah, a 7-year-old girl was fortunate to be rescued after nearly drowning in Ranau. Her savior came in the form of a soldier who immediately braved the strong currents to save her life. The life-threatening incident occurred at Sungai Miroli near Kampong Langsat. According to eyewitness, 38-year-old civil servant Salehuddin Salumin, the incident took place on March 28. At the time, he and his friend, 30-year-old Severinus Sapitin, were by the river for a picnic and to take photos when they suddenly heard cries for help. The child, who was believed to be playing and bathing in the river, was seen struggling before being swept away by the strong currents. Without hesitation, Severinus immediately swam towards her and brought her safely to the riverbank.
Air di tempat budak tu lemas, actually among the dangerous one lah, sebab itu di air pusar ataupun anulah dia berpusar di dalam. So bukan semua orang boleh berenang di tempat macam tu.
The victim was safe and did not sustain any injuries. Salehuddin, who managed to capture the incident on video and recently shared it on social media, drawing attention from netizens, said he wanted not only to highlight his friend's selfless act, but also to raise awareness about the dangers of drowning. In Selangor, police are urging a woman believed to have been assaulted by a man in Shah Alam to come forward and lodge a report to assist with the investigation. The incident, which took place at the traffic light junction in Taman Budiman Valley, section U15 at around 3:55 a.m. on Friday, was reported by a witness. District Police Chief Assistant Commissioner Muhammad Iqbal Ibrahim stated that a video of the incident showing the victim being assaulted by a man was believed to have been recorded on a mobile phone and later went viral after the witness, a 24-year-old woman, uploaded it to social media. She subsequently lodged a police report at 4:35 a.m. the same day, stating that she and a friend had been travelling in a car along Persiaran Mokhtar Dahari from Shah Alam to Puncak Alam when the incident occurred. Iqbal added that the victim, a barefoot woman in a baju kurung, had earlier flagged down the witness's vehicle for help. So far, no police report has been lodged by the victim and her identity has yet to be determined. Those with information about the incident are also urged to contact the District Police Operations Room or the Bukit Jelutong Police Station. The Kuala Lumpur Immigration Department arrested 46 foreign workers during raids on 8 popular Middle Eastern restaurants around Bukit Bintang and Jalan Sultan Ismail late Friday night. Some of the workers employed at these establishments even tried to evade arrest by pretending to be customers, but their views failed to fool the authorities. During the operation, which began at 10:40 p.m, several foreign nationals attempted to flee and hide within the premises. Some even pretended to be there to buy food in an effort to avoid being detained by enforcement officers. City Immigration Director Wan Muhammad Saupi Wan Yusof said the operation was conducted following public complaints. A total of 68 individuals were inspected, including 8 locals. Of that number, 46 foreign nationals comprising 40 men and 6 women aged between 28 and 50 were detained. They were found to have committed various immigration offences, including not possessing valid work permits and breaching the conditions of their passes. All detainees were then taken to the Bukit Jalil Immigration Detention Depot for further action. Yemeni fuel port death toll continues to rise. The details when Nightline returns.
Kita nak pop, 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 meriah satu kampung pop, pop. Raya Pop.
Macam nak tengok video penuh, saksikan video muzik Raya Pop ditonton. Pop. Pop.
Aku bekerja dengan company. Company nak aku jaga kampung ni. Selamat datang ke Kampung Ketayak. Ada kau batas?
Awak ni perikau tu?
Dialah satu-satunya harapan kita sekarang.
Company akan ambil alih perniagaan biji timah.
Dia nak suruh kami semua lawan askar Belanda tu?
Bukan askar Belanda, tapi Nam Jelaka.
Penaya!
Biji getah ni kalau musim dia jatuh tu, ramai-ramai orang kampung akan pergi cari sebab nak buat asam rom. Sekarang gulai rom ni dah jadi macam makanan yang rare, eksotik.
Memang seronok lah. Masa kecil-kecil tak ada permainan lain dah. Tak ada benda lain, goli tak ada macam tu.
Lidah ni dia ada satu keseronokan tersendiri. Betul-betul orang minat boleh merasai dia punya kepuasan dia. Kita dapat hit target, kita dapat kena sasaran. Capai satu saat kepuasan yang susah nak huraikan dengan kata bicara lah.
Obesiti bukan sekadar isu penampilan.
Masa tidur tu, laluan pernafasan sempit. Jadi menyebabkan oksigen rendah dan boleh kadang-kadang boleh menyebabkan kematian.
Malah, ia membuka pintu kepada pelbagai penyakit.
Saya problem tulang belakang, problem lutut. So, saya terpaksa turunkan berat badan saya sebab saya pernah lumpuh dulu 3 bulan.
Obesiti, gaya hidup atau genetik? Kami bincangkan dalam Hello Doktor, Ahad 5.30 petang di TV3 dan stream juga melalui Tonton.
We're back with news from the foreign front. At least 92 people were killed after Israeli airstrikes hit targets across Gaza since Friday dawn. This came after Hamas rejected an Israeli ceasefire offer that fell short of its demand to agree to a full end to the war. Many of those killed were sheltering in areas designated as humanitarian zones by Israel. The dead include 15 people who were killed overnight, including women and children, while 11 others were killed in tent camps in the Mawasi area, where hundreds of thousands of displaced people are living. In the meantime, Egyptian mediators have been trying to revive the January ceasefire deal that broke down when Israel resumed airstrikes and sent ground troops back into Gaza, but there has been little sign the two sides have moved closer on fundamental issues. The death toll from U.S. airstrikes on Yemen's fuel ports of Ras Isa has risen to 80. Houthi-run health authorities reported on Saturday that 150 people were also wounded in the strikes that were carried out on Thursday. It was reported that the strikes targeted the port and several concrete tanks used for storing imported fuel. Among the victims were employees, civilian trainees, as well as rescue teams who were recovering bodies and extinguishing fires. Earlier, U.S. Central Command confirmed that it struck and destroyed Ras Isa to eliminate this source of fuel for and degrade the economic source of power of the Houthis. Iran and the United States agreed on Saturday to hold another round of talks next week over Tehran's nuclear ambitions as they ended their second round of negotiations in Rome over their decades-long standoff. The direct talk between Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi and U.S. Special Envoy to the Middle East Steve Witkoff was mediated by Oman and lasted for 4 hours. Iranian media reacted to the talks with the U.S. positively and described it as constructive. The talks are a follow-up of negotiations held last week in Muscat, Oman. In other news, dozens of opposition figures in Tunisia have been handed a lengthy prison term on national security charges. A number of the North African country's most senior opposition politicians were among 40 people sentenced on Saturday, including a former justice minister and diplomats. A state media, quoting an unnamed judicial official, reported that the sentences range from 13 to 66 years. A lawyer for the defendants said the maximum sentence was 66 years for businessman Kamel El Taif, while opposition politician Kiam Turki received a 48-year sentence. The defendants were found guilty of conspiracy against state security and belonging to a terrorist group, but it was not immediately clear whether all of the estimated 40 defendants were convicted and given prison terms. Switching to sports, cycling, the uncertainty surrounding the future of national track cycling champion Dato' Muhammad Azizul Hasni Awang was answered when he announced on Saturday that he would continue his career as a professional rider but no longer with the national squad. The 37-year-old said the decision was made after discussions with the National Sports Council and Youth and Sports Minister Hannah Yeoh to ensure that all provisions could be focused on other riders.
Akhirnya, saya mengambil keputusanlah secara kolektif bersama-sama untuk kembali aktif dalam arena sukan lumba basikal secara kompetitif. Namun begitu, perjalanan kali ini adalah sedikit berbeza daripada sebelumnya. Seperti yang dinyatakan oleh Wabi Hannah tadi, saya akan keluar dan tidak akan bersama dengan pasukan kebangsaan kerana saya memilih untuk bergerak sendiri secara profesional.
Azizul Hasni, also known as the Pocket Rocketman for his bursting speed on the track, however said he was ready to ride with the national squad if his services were still needed, especially for the Asian Games and the Commonwealth Games in 2026 respectively. He added that so far he only plans to return to action for the next 2 years and is still unsure whether he will be competing in the 2028 Los Angeles Olympics or otherwise. On to football, the Super League. 2 matches lit up Saturday night. Selangor FC ended their campaign with a comfortable 2-0 victory over PDRM FC, while Sri Pahang FC recorded a nervy 3-2 victory in their last clash against Penang FC. At the MPPJ Stadium, the Red Giants broke the deadlock in the 49th minute when Alvin Fortes fired a powerful shot into the left corner. Selangor maintained their 1-0 lead until stoppage time before Johandri Orozco secured the 2-0 win with a composed finish, capping off a dominant performance and sealing all 3 points. With this result, Katsuhito Kinoshi's men concluded the campaign in second place with 52 points, while PDRM currently sit in 8th place with 27 points. Still on football, the Saudi Pro League, Al Qadsiya dented Cristiano Ronaldo's Al Nassr's title hopes after clinching a late 2-1 home win in Dammam on Friday. The hosts took the lead 35 minutes into the game when Turki Al Amr fired in a rebound after goalkeeper Bento blocked Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang's initial effort. Stunned, Sadio Mane equalised for the visitors in the 84th minute after calmly slotting the ball in from close range. However, Al Qadsiya regained their lead just 3 minutes later through Aubameyang's header, which proved enough to seal the 3 points. With the result, Al Qadsiya are 5th in the league with 55 points, while Al Nassr sit 3rd on 57 points, 8 behind leaders Al Ittihad.
Well, is that the night that the title dream died?
And that concludes Nightline this time around. Before we leave, let's take a look at dozens of humanoid robots racing alongside thousands of human runners in a marathon held in Beijing, China. I'm Zahir Kelvin Abdullah. Thank you for watching and enjoy the rest of your weekend.